All right. Well, hello, parents of 4th and 5th graders. My name is Thomas. I am the children's pastor, children's director, and I want to speak to you today about what our plans are and what our goals are with your new 4th graders and new 5th graders, old 5th graders, whatever it is. This video is a way for us to get to know each other, kind of take the first steps, and then just kind of give you a sense of peace and a sense that the Bonham Children's Ministry has not just said, they're 5th graders, they're 4th graders. That's not what, we don't really care about them. All right. So your new 4th graders, your new 5th graders, they'll have their Sunday school at 9:00. And their room is all the way down the hallway. Matter of fact, it's the very last room. And it's currently and will continue for a little while. It's getting a makeover. All right. So if you go in there right now, it kind of looks the same. Only there's a couple of different things going on. We have a video game corner. And the video games in there are they're going to be G games, all right? The kids cannot bring games from home to put them in. And really, if they don't want to play the G games, then they don't play them, right? We have a snack. We're going to have a snack table the first 2 weeks of Sunday school, which begins September 11th. We are going to provide the snacks, but what we want the kids to do is we want them to bring something that they'd like to share. Okay, so it doesn't have to be something that you cook, and you're baking at home or whatever. You can stop by Walgreens, pick something up. Please make sure it doesn't have nuts in it or dairy. That's what you got to do now, right? And then, but the parents, you have 100% control over whether your child plays the video games or not. All right. Let me tell you why the video games are in there. Okay. 4th and 5th grade is it's a crossroads year, especially in the 5th grade. It's a year where kids, 4th grade, they kind of start to like, man, I'm too old to be in elementary. 5th grade, and you're sitting in kids' church, and there's like a little kindergartner there, and you're in the 5th grade. That's tough. So what we want to do, eventually, our 5th graders and our 4th graders are going to worship. They're going to have their own church in a separate area than the elementary kids church. Okay, the reason we want to do that is because we want to prepare them for what they're going to see in youth. All right, we don't want the 5th graders to say, man, I don't know anybody up there, and I'm just gonna, mom says I can stay home, dad says I can stay home, so I'm just not going to church anymore. Okay, we don't want that. We want the kids to be excited about what's next. We want the 3rd graders to know that there's something special going on in that 4th and 5th grade room that they can't wait to be a part of. And then our 4th and 5th graders, they're going to have a chance to do some really cool stuff. Let me finish up the video thing, okay? The reason that I have that video thing up there is to make the 4th and 5th grade special, to make it different, but also the games that are going to be on there, let me remind you, they're G games, but they're games that you can only play as a community, okay? You have to have another partner to play the game. 3 or 4, 5 kids, whatever it is, it's a team thing. So you can't do that by yourself. You have to be part of the team, all right? I realize that some kids don't really want to be around other people, and that's okay, because we have special provisions for that, all right? But our main focus is to make the team come together, okay? I want to invite you to come to Route 56 one night and watch that part of our service. Watch the games and the togetherness and just stand aside and watch how close those kids are, okay? It will be evident during the Bible time whenever they're asking questions, and you see the freedom that a lot of those kids feel by talking about things that they normally wouldn't talk about to anybody else except somebody that they're close to, okay? And that's why we want to build the 4th and 5th graders into a very, very close-knit family, okay? Their Bible lessons are going to be exciting, okay? Just like our elementary kids, but they're going to be designed for a 4th and 5th grader, and I have two of the best teachers in there to do that, all right? Mr. Rainey and Mr. Lindbergh are going to be in there, and they are going to take your kids on a journey that's going to be very exciting, all right? I need to keep going, all right? So our Sunday program for the 4th and 5th graders begins at 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock, they're going to go to kids church, all right? Remember what I told you about earlier about the kindergartners and, the 5th graders? Well, here's the thing. I'm going to make that part as exciting as I can, and the way I'm going to do it is the 4th and 5th graders aren't going to be sitting in seats like the kindergartners, all right? They're going to be sitting and observing. They're going to be working. Every 4th and 5th grader is going to have a job for them to do in kids church, all right? And what we're going to do is we're going to use this year to see the talents that maybe we may not see, right? To see the hidden gems that maybe we may not see, and let these kids learn what it's like to serve God, but also to have fun. So kids church isn't just kids church now. It's my kids church. It's my responsibility. And I feel like that's going to be really good. I had a 5th grader one time. I had a 4th grader one time. My youngest kid is a 6th grader. So I just went through the same thing that you guys are going through. I remember when my son was in the 4th grade, he was probably 3 years into being a tech person, right? Knew everything there was to know. He was my tech guy, and he still does that at churches, all right? We have a really great program, a tech program in kids ministry, where people who are tech people, they get to work with the big church and they get to train with the big church. And currently we have Reagan Krause and Reagan McDermott are part of the adult tech team because they're training and Owen really likes their stuff, all right? And so we have a training program that takes the older kids and we like to kind of just see what their talent is and let them serve God. So now they've graduated from just sitting in a seat to being a part of the difference. All right. So what else? Wednesday nights. I got to be real quick because this is already too long. Wednesday nights is our Route 66 program. It is for 4th and 5th graders. And really the reason that we created this program last year is because we wanted to give the older kids their own space so that they can be themselves and they can discover a whole new part of their life with Jesus. And it was very successful. We eat dinner together, we play games together, and we sit and listen to Jesus together. And it's all just made for 4th and 5th graders. All right. And I want to invite your kids to be a part of that. All right. On Wednesday nights, we are going to be worshiping probably twice a month with the youth kids. At least once a quarter, we're going to go up to the youth lounge and actually not only worship, but hear the lesson and celebrate. And that way, a 6th grader, by the time a 5th grader moves to 6th grade, that youth lounge is going to be very comfortable to them. And the people that are in it are going to be very familiar, and they're going to have no problems going. Right now, and I've been doing this for a long time, it is always hard to get 5th graders to go to the next step because it can be intimidating for them. And we're going to knock that out, all right? Ask me questions, okay? Expect a lot out of my leadership. And if I am not, if you're seeing anything that you feel like needs to be looked at, please talk to me. All right? My office door is always open, and even if it isn't open, you knock on the door and open it. All right? I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.